All right, diving in today, and something tells me this one's going to be pretty popular. We're talking about the moon.
Shoot fun.
Yeah, tons of you have been requesting a deep dive that really gets into, well, everything about it. And so that's what we're going to do. We've got research here covering, all the basic facts, how it formed, what its deal is with Earth, tides and all that. Oh, and of course, we've got to touch on the missions, Apollo and all that jazz, and what folks are planning for the future, too.
Ambitious.
It is a lot, but hey, that's the point of a deep dive, right? To take all this stuff and pull out the coolest, most important parts. So by the end, you'll be like, whoa, the moon is way more interesting than I thought.
I think we can definitely manage that.
I think so too. So to kick things off, just a quick reminder, Earth's only natural satellite, right? Fifth largest in the whole solar system.
Yeah, that's right.
And it hangs out, on average, about 384,400 kilometers away from us.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take. But it's not just like sitting there looking pretty, is it?
Definitely not. Not at all, actually. You really got to think about it. The moon's gravity, that's what's keeping Earth's rotation, stable.
Yeah.
And that stability. Super important for keeping our climate relatively consistent, which is, kind of a big deal for us.
Makes sense.
And of course, we can't forget about the tides.
Yeah. The moon is basically running the show down at the coast.
Pretty much. That gravitational pull is the main reason we have those high and low tides.
So this thing that's shaping life on Earth in such huge ways, how did it even get here in the first place?
Okay, so this is where things get really cool. Scientists have this theory. It's called the giant impact hypothesis. And it basically says that billions of years ago, like 4.5 billion, something absolutely wild happened.
Right.
A Mars-sized object, and they even gave it a name, Theia.
Dramatic.
Yeah, right. So Theia smashed right into early Earth, and I'm talking smashed. The impact was so powerful that it launched a crazy amount of debris out into space, and guess what? That debris eventually came together, clumped up over time, and bam, the moon was born. Talk about an explosive beginning.
Whoa, so basically the moon is like the ultimate cosmic souvenir.
I like that. You could say that. It's a reminder of this crazy event that happened billions of years ago.
So cool. So, okay, we've got this moon born from a cosmic crash. What's it like on the inside, though? Is it just like a solid rock or what?
Well, it is rocky, but it's not just one big lump. Kind of like Earth, it's got layers. You've got the crust, the mantle, and then the core.
Oh, fancy.
Right. And on the surface, well, you've seen pictures, craters everywhere. Those are constant reminders that the moon has no atmosphere to shield it from those incoming meteoroids. And then there are the mountains, of course, and those huge flat plains. Those are called lunar maria, which is Latin for seas. Which is funny because they're not seas at all.
They fooled someone back in the day, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But what they actually are is evidence of ancient volcanic eruptions.
Yeah.
Billions of years ago, the moon was way more active, spewing lava all over.
Yeah.
That lava cooled and solidified, and that's what created those maria.
So the moon, not exactly a boring lump of rock.
Nope, not at all. It's got stories to tell, right there on the surface. And speaking of stories, we've got to talk about those lunar phases.
Oh yeah, the whole moon is a shapeshifter thing. I think we've all noticed that the moon looks different throughout the month.
Right? Sometimes it's full, sometimes it's a sliver. Those are the lunar phases. New moon, first quarter, full moon, last quarter. It's just the angle of the sunlight hitting the moon as it orbits Earth. What part of it we can see from down here. It's like a cosmic dance.
And this dance, it's not just a visual thing. Those tides we talked about. The moon's choreography is affecting us every day down here.
Exactly, it's all connected. The moon's gravity pulls strongest on the side of Earth closest to it. Basic physics. But that pull creates a bulge of water, a high tide. And another bulge forms on the opposite side of Earth too. So as the Earth spins, you get those high tides and low tides sweeping across the globe.
So, all thanks to the moon, we've got this amazing rhythm of the ocean all around the planet. Now, speaking of global rhythms, we got to talk about humans getting in on the action. We haven't just been watching this lunar dance, we've actually gone there.
Yeah, we have. I think for a lot of people, the Apollo missions are what really capture the imagination.
Makes sense. I mean, Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong, one small step. I think everybody knows that story. The first time humans walked on another world.
Yeah, 1969 is still incredible to think about. But actually, before that, in 1959, the Soviet Union's Luna 2 was the very first human-made object to actually reach the moon.
Oh, wow. So there's a whole history there, a whole space race thing going on.
There really is. It's fascinating to dive into.
Definitely. And it doesn't end there, right? We're still super interested in the moon. People are talking about going back, maybe even setting up shop there permanently.
Yeah, the future of lunar exploration is looking pretty exciting. There are robotic missions happening all the time, gathering new data. And agencies like NASA and China's CNSA, they're working on ambitious plans to build lunar bases.
Lunar bases? That sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
I know, but it might become reality sooner than we think. It all begs the question, though, why are we so obsessed with the moon?
Good point. Why should we care about all this? What's the big deal?
Right. Well, for starters, the moon's not just some distant object. It's affecting us right here, right now. It helps stabilize our climate. It drives the tides. It's a huge part of the environment we live in.
True, true.
And think about the possibilities for space exploration. The moon could be like a stepping stone.
Like a launch pad to the rest of the solar system.
Exactly. And who knows what resources we might find there. Resources that could help us back here on Earth. Plus, when we study the moon, its geology, its history, we're actually learning about the entire solar system. It's like a time capsule from the early days of our cosmic neighborhood.
Wow. So the moon is this awesome combination of practical stuff, like affecting our tides, and big, inspiring ideas about space exploration and the origins of the solar system.
Exactly. It's more than just a pretty light in the night sky.
It really is. It's been there since the beginning, a witness to Earth's history, shaping our planet, inspiring us to dream bigger. And who knows, maybe one day humans will call the moon home.
It's mind-blowing to think about. If we do manage to establish a permanent presence on the moon, I wonder how that will change our perspective on Earth, our whole understanding of our place in the universe.
That is something to ponder. And that's our deep dive on the moon. I don't know about you, but I am suddenly feeling very small and also very curious to learn even more. Thanks for listening.
My pleasure. Until next time.